Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds, hanging out with a couple nerds.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
I'm Nathan Nerdark.
And today we want to review the Unearthed Arcana, the latest one from Watts, about kits from AD&d.
Things of old, that's right. But before we get into that, we have the Nerdarchy newsletter, which you can find in the description below. So this way you'll find out how the game with Nerdarchy and get some other cool tips and stay apprised of the latest nerdy news. And back to this.
Score. So we have, so we're going to break it in half. We're going to do the Bard first. It gets two new kits, or new archetypes, really, because that's what they did. They took the kits and they converted them to archetypes. So you have the College of Swords and the College of Satire.
Which is basically the Blade kit and the
Jester.
Yes.
That's right.
So I feel like of all of them, like the Blade one is actually the most balanced.
Yeah. The most easily slotting into any game that's going on right now. Yeah.
Because the Blade just gives you a crap ton of options. But that being said,
they're all the same option in a way, right?
Yeah, they're based off your bonus action. So it's like, do you use your bonus action to do something cool with your Bard abilities, or are you going to use it to get that extra attack? Because they are the only Bard archetype to get a fighting style.
That's right. They get 2-weapon fighting, so that's pretty darn cool in of itself. Because you are a dervish of blades.
I think it may be the only class that's not a warrior class to get the
extra attack.
No, to get a fighting style.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Off the top of my head, Ranger, Paladin, they all
unless maybe the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide, maybe the sort of like swashbuckler rogue might get one in there.
I don't think so. They get other things.
No,
they get the sneak attack all the time.
This is also unique, if nothing else, as a fighting style that's a non-fighter, is that it's selected for you.
Yes, you don't get the pick.
Yeah. Which makes sense, because if you could choose archery or something, or great weapon fighter, it just wouldn't be as cool as.
Although I do remember the original Blades were like any kind of weapon, really. They were just like they were just like weapon masters, not so much in function as form.
They look showy, but they're like, I really don't want to actually have to prove that I can't fight anyone.
Right.
Yeah, they were really good looking badass was the thing about them.
Yeah, like the low down fighter that gets the job done but doesn't look so pretty. It would totally hand them their ass in a straight up fight. Like
Bronn from Game of Thrones would just mop the floor with like Jon Blade.
Yes. Yeah. Their thing. They're entertainers. They're putting on a show.
They're like jugglers and
knife throwers, stuff like that. So the thing about them is they just get all these options, and it's funny too because all their options actually eliminate the fighting style they get.
Right. Yeah.
So because in order to fight with 2 weapons, you have to have a bonus action available. Yeah. So that extra damage to your offhand isn't very useful if you don't have 2 weapons to use.
Yeah. So also, I think they're one of the few, or maybe the only non-warrior class that gets an actual bonus attack or an extra attack. When they hit 6th level.
No, that's the College of Valor gets
also
that
gets
as well.
That. Yeah.
And maybe the Wizard, Bladesinger might gets that as well. So that's
but it's a very
this is
very
just
small,
more like an adaptation of the College of Valor
in a way. Yeah.
Because they, instead of using all their options for their bardic inspiration, are basically for them.
And actually, the Pack Blade has the option of getting an extra attack, and the monk does as well. Gets it as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So totally flubbed that up. But anyway, so they get all these cool abilities, like the defensive flourish means that like you get to add your inspiration die as a bump to your EC.
Offensive flourish, knife throwing. They totally took all of those straight out of the kit from AD&D. That's what they were called.
Yeah, and unnerving flourish is just thematically so cool. You beat the crap out of someone so bad that you can beat them to within an inch of their life, and then they'll answer all of your questions.
No, you actually beat them an inch past their life, and then pull them back.
Pull them back. Yeah. So and you just terrify them, and it's a DC, or you answer some questions there.
They also get war magic, which there's actually a couple different archetypes that get that similar ability at different levels, where you can cast a spell and take an attack at the same time.
Yeah, it comes to mind. Eldritch Knight gets the battle magic thing.
Eldritch Knight. I'm probably
Sword Coast stuff.
It's probably Sword Coast stuff, but also the other College of Valor, I believe, gets it as well.
Yeah. So I mean, this is just asking for like taking 6 levels of fighter with like Battle Master, and like you can do all kinds of cool, tricky, really cool, showy type of crap with it.
And add to it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, all right, I already do all these really cool things. Then you could do like the pinning people in place with like knives and all kinds of bad stuff like that.
Does that use your bonus action to choose to do the pinning in action?
Okay. No, not for a lot of those.
Okay, well that would be a good combination then.
Yeah. You kind of it combines the showiness with the actual
thing to back it up.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to
disarm
lose
people and then knock them to within an inch of their life.
You're going to lose some of your casteriness from Bard, but I also feel like this Bard's like, nah, I want to beat somebody with swords, really.
I want to beat them with a stick.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you could literally just take like 3 levels of fighter just to get the
and then take martial adept
that gives you quite a few of them to use.
Yeah.
And then if you didn't want to take too much away from your bard abilities, but yeah, that would definitely be interesting. The only problem is there would be some crossovers, like the armor proficiency,
the doubling up of attack, which doesn't do anything.
But then again, where it would be helpful is like, oh well, now I can take another fighting. I can get another fighting style, and you could maybe take duelist.
Yeah.
Instead, since whenever you're not using that bonus action to attack with your offhand, you can be better with your
main hand weapon. Yeah.
Now, I got a question for you.
Or just a bump to AC is not harmful at all either.
They get medium armor just going with a straight Bard here. They get medium armor and access to scimitars.
Yes.
Does that mean they never get access to rapier?
They might get that as a Bard.
Yeah, I think the Bard
I don't. I'm just like, Bard. Yeah. What do you get?
Yeah, I think they gave them the last sword that they didn't get.
Yeah,
was the idea.
And I mean, you can't be a whirling dervish without
scimitars.
I mean, okay, so actually, that's the thing. Does extra attack doesn't stack with itself? Is that how that?
No,
multiple classes.
Only the fighters
get the
extra attacks later, so he can have like 4, I think.
Yes.
So the first 2 don't.
Bummer.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Total bummer.
Okay.
So
satire. The Jim Carrey of the Bard classes. Yeah.
Now I think this one's a little too good. They get a bunch of skills.
Yeah. A ton, yeah.
Like this guy has more skills than the rogue, I think.
Yeah, I mean, so there's that. Yeah, what else?
Yeah, but I mean, any good college satire bard's got to take things like acrobatics and.
They're kind of like adventure-y things that you might take anyway, though.
Yeah.
Like any self-respecting, roguish sort of character, which I would put the bard in, is taking acrobatics. Yeah. I mean, like I have a character that wasn't, based on doing physical stuff that I didn't, but most adventurers, you're gonna want to take it.
My Goliath thief didn't take acrobatics.
Does he have athletics?
Yes.
See, so most times
he went the other
you're
way.
gonna cover the bases.
Most times you get to use one or the other.
You want to have some kind of competent physical skill. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But Bard already gets 3. They get another 3. Now I believe the College of Lore gives you a bunch anyway, so it's kind of on par with that.
I don't really understand giving them thieves tools. I don't really get it, but
well, it's an option as thieves tools. They don't automatically get it.
What if you were
replace?
Go ahead.
Then it just says they can replace one of those skills with these tools.
Yeah.
So I definitely could see it if you're using the jester as like you're more of a spy or
infiltrator, right?
Now,
and that's your thing.
Keep in mind that a bard has 3 skills to begin of anything, so he could have took thieves tools anyway, right?
Yeah. So, no, they absolutely could have. I just like roping
it
into
jester.
Yeah, roping into you instantly have this thing is just I'm just like, all right, well that character could do it, but they have to really. I mean,
no, it doesn't have to. It says it's an option.
Yeah.
It says you get 3 skills and you can trade one of those for thieves tools.
When you join the College of Satire 3rd level, you gain proficiency with thieves tools. First sentence. So I mean,
it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was an option that you could trade.
It says if you already have thieves tools.
No, it also says that I mean, like anything, if you double up, they let you trade out because the system's not being a dick. So in that capacity. So, just some of the things you can do with the tumbling that you get at 3rd level, too, that's a little, like...
Yeah, the tumbling is crazy.
You get dash and disengage. Like, I feel like that was just a typographical error. It probably should be or. Because it would be like the thief, like they can do the dash or disengage. They can't do both at the same time. That's kind of...
Well, and just the essence that you're trading a bonus action, actually take 2... what would normally be 2 standard
Separate
actions.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, or maybe, like if you trade it off that, like, hey, this is your action to do this. Like, you get to do this, but maybe you take a bonus and an action to do these things simultaneously. Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, I guess at third, a rogue gets dash and disengage.
They can do one of those things as a bonus action. Yeah. Whereas, like, it's saying end. Like, I can see how that kind of works, but then you get another 2 things on top of that that are also good.
Because what you're really doing is you're doubling the movement. You're whoever has this, you just doubled their movement, and they never draw attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, just be a wood elf jester with the mobility feat. You're just zipping all along the battlefield,
and you also gain climbing speed and take half damage from falls.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think it's a little over the top.
I don't see any combat effectiveness happening here. I mean, it's not like... Yeah.
No, it's totally combat effectiveness. You can move around the battlefield
better than the rogue.
With impunity. Like, you don't draw attacks of opportunity. That's what that says.
Ever. Yeah, pretty much. Well, at least...
Unless somebody has a feat.
Yeah.
But, so that makes it really over the top.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. But, I'm thinking about other stuff like Battle Master. I think is cooler than this. There's like a whole of
one ability. They get other abilities.
Well, I mean, that's at third, so now we've got like 6th level. Well, they get their bonus proficiencies.
They get more stuff at 3rd level.
They get their bonus proficiencies, right?
They get their bonus proficiencies.
Yeah.
And they get the other uses of bardic inspiration.
Oh, yeah, they get that too. That's pretty cool.
They get, they have different things that they can do with their bardic inspiration as well. So there's more than just, hey, they get tumbling.
Yeah. They get tumbling, and then they're going to want to probably be very casty. So it's like, you're cast, and then you get out of dodge. You cast, you get out of dodge. Like, you can zip in for area of effect spells for optimal positioning, and get out of the way. So,
or stabbing them, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you're probably going to be more casty.
But, or moving out of the area of effect, like you said. But either way, it just opens up a lot of options. Yeah. But they also get more stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Than that. So that's kind of that's part of the issue is, I feel like this one's pretty imbalanced. Oh no, they don't. I thought they got more.
No, it's like there's 2 abilities. I forget what
they get the Fool's Luck later on at 6th level. They get Fool's Insight. I'm sorry, I totally misspoke. I was thinking that they also got other ways to use their...
They're going to get the standard.
I thought you meant the standard. Yeah, they get the standard version of Bardic.
Yeah, they get the standard. And then they get their weird Detect Thoughts at 6th level.
I don't get that.
I think that's the way for you to, like, make cracks on people that... Which you would have gained from observation and other things.
Yeah.
But in, like, some magic way.
Mm. Yeah.
Because realistically, a jester usually knows what's going on in a court.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like the replication of that ability.
You just get up and you Jerry Seinfeld, what's the deal with toothpicks? And then you go, yeah. And then everyone wants to murder you because you're not that funny of a comedian.
Now they all want to murder you, all the Jerry
Seinfeld fans out there.
Yeah. And then Fool's Luck is like a really weird ability at 14th level.
That one I hate. Like, it's such a high level ability to have such a wheel and a woe to it. I'm just like, what? Do we really have to have a penalty? Like, can you just give them this benefit? But they do it in an embarrassing, like they bumbled into this thing happening for them. Like, they slipped on the banana peel and stabbed the guy. Yeah, like that should have been how it happens, but...
Well, yeah, but instead what they do is, so for you guys that don't know, is basically anytime you can use your bardic inspiration to help you, which is good because you're not using an action to do it, which is pretty, that's pretty powerful compared to a lot of the other bard stuffs for when it comes to inspiration. But the problem is, if it helps you, if it makes you succeed at whatever you're trying to do, later on that becomes a penalty for the DM to use against you whenever they want.
A floating penalty, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a different wild mage mechanic in a sense. Like,
it's like a wild mage mechanic or like an anti-inspiration or... Well, I mean, it's another thing for the GM to have to track too, like really.
To remember, I gotta remember to screw the jester.
Yeah. And then the bells start flopping around and you're screwing the jester. It's a whole thing.
Oh my god, that's so wrong. I can't believe it.
No, it's kind of like Lucky. Kind of.
No,
Not as good as lucky.
It doesn't have the it has the.
It's the lucky with an unlucky attached
You know
to
what?
it.
Yeah. It's a trade-off. But it's a 14th level ability trade-off.
But it's not a bonus action. It's not a reaction. It's not anything.
No, it's just, hey, something happened. I want to
add some.
Out of
I want to
anybody
add some points
else's,
to it.
out of anybody else's high-level abilities, though, I feel like that's not game-breaking if it didn't have a drawback to it.
Especially if it had a number of uses. But instead, what they've done is, well, as long as you've had it used against you, you can keep using this ability.
Yeah.
It recharges. So, like, in the one sense, like, you can have
But
it
it's
over and over again.
You're expending your inspiration, right? Like, that's part of it? No?
No, you don't. No. Well, your bardic inspiration.
Yeah, you're expending a
you
resource.
expend it, but it doesn't cost you an action, a reaction, a bonus action, nothing.
It doesn't cost you a turn resource, but it costs you a quantifiable resource.
Your bardic inspiration.
So that's kind of my issue. Is you're already limited. So like
I actually don't like that you got to wait on the DM to invoke it, the penalty,
before you can use it.
Before you can use it again. That kind of I mean that power can just be locked down for whoever knows how long. It doesn't say until you take a nap or something.
But then if you leave it on the onus of the player, they're like, oh yeah, I failed this check to find a herring. Like they're gonna make it for a thing like that's gonna then get gamed by the player to not actually affect the game.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want the player to do it anyway.
Yeah, well,
you have to give it to another player to manage.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm gonna give you bonus XP.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Or inspiration.
Bribe,
Make this jester look like the fool he is. Yeah.
For a good bribe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all. I don't see the third level ability. Attacks of opportunity do not ruin my day when I can't make one against the player. I don't really care. So.
Well, that's also because you don't have a player moving around the battlefield with impunity either.
Well,
so,
I mean, like I don't think it's like horrendously game imbalancing for the fact that like their attacks aren't really going to be the meat of what this bard does. Really, they're going to be casty and like
it's going to be really embarrassing when he moves through all the bad guys to get to the head villain and pulls his pants down.
Yeah.
I undo his belt.
I mean,
It'll be at disadvantage.
That's why I needed thieves tools.
If the player does do that, then like they get inspiration. That's what happens at my table because that's pretty damn good. That's fun.
Well, true to a jester. Come on, he's got to maneuver through all of the bad guys to get to the main villain, so he can like pants him or honk his nose or something.
I will say that if I equipped this and said, all right, we're going to multi-class this with an assassin, and
it would be a bad day.
Yeah, we're going to give him the full however many pluses to initiative he can get.
See, that's
and he's just
my
going to be
point.
like, oh, I'm just going to roll up 50 feet because I'm a wood elf, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to stab this guy in the throat.
But I'm going to do it funnily, very funny.
Yeah, it'll be hilarious. I'm going to walk on people. I'm going to jump on people's heads. I'm going to tap them on the shoulder right before I.
You become like the Jet Li assassin that's like, oh, I'm a jester.
Well, I mean, it's not so bad in the sense that you have to take at least 3 levels.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of classes and combinations where it would be worth taking 3 levels of this just to get that
just
one ability.
The mobility, yeah.
And it's not like you're getting that one ability, you're getting a bunch of other useful things as well. So, I think for the multi-classing factor, that is a really strong thing.
They could have really, since the 14th level ability is so, they could have switched the 14th level ability and that ability. But then you wouldn't feel like a jester for most of the game.
Yeah.
It's being able to tumble and pratfall and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So if it's just a jester, I don't see a problem with it. But if you're going to combine
Jester assassin.
Yeah, if you're going to be like some kind of full assassin, then that's an issue.
And honestly, like that combination really does work from a role playing standpoint.
Yeah, it does.
Like they're using the guise of the jester to infiltrate and and murder people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he took his training and then that's his cover.
That's horrible.
Scary clowns, man. Clowns are
scary.
Killer clowns from outer space.
Yeah, with goblos.
Yeah.
That'd be the futuristic jester assassin.
Yeah, so I think we covered these these bard kits for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Have you checked them out yet? Do you like them, hate them, love them, whatever? Let us know in the comments below while you're like, share, and subscribe.
Or love to hate them. And you can also check us out over on Instagram.
You can read the articles over at nerdarchy.com. You can. I know you can.
Absolutely. I promise you. So until next time,
Stay nerdy.